not about presentation. It's not about the assignment. It's kind of a homework. But I just prepared a slide in order to make it more easier to present it. Okay. So my topic is educative leadership and moral appraisal. So here we have two terms. We have educative leadership and moral appraisal. Okay. So here, our question is the Sun Sumara and many Jingpin. So let's get into the main contents. So the first one, introduction. The second one, morality in organizational life, and the third one, educative leadership and administration. Some theory of moral appraisal, utilitarian theory, and the last one, ontological theories. So let's get into the introduction. So as you can see here, leader can be examined from at least two main perspectives or aspects. Okay, so this is according to our book on page 26 and 27. It's like this. And first, so what are the two things? So the first thing is an analysis of psychological attitudes of person, of people. Okay, and the second thing, consideration of the leader as the function of organizational role. Okay, organizational role. And we also need to consider about the accountability and responsibility of the leader acting in the organization as well. Morality in organizational life. So here there are two claims of neutrality achievement. Achievement about what? What is achievement about? The achievement is about the morality in organizational life. So we have two claims. We have two things to talk about. The first one is the official should follow or at least act in practice. Okay, within the past or today, present decision and policy structure of an organization. And here it is maintained that opportunity to act within a specific administrative content occur as a result of acceptance of a position or office. And it also it should also be a health responsibility, though it is not official. So even though it is not official, it has to be held. It needs to hold on the responsibility as well, because responsibility is very important. Okay. The second claim, second thing is it is organizations which are responsible and not official. It is defended by the appeal to the complicated, the hard structure of organizational decision making. Decision making is mean that the activity or the action that you decide to make the decision to do something. For example, you got a project and you decide to finish. You set a goal and you decide to finish next year or something. So this is we call decision making. We need to decide when will we finish the project and what we want to achieve from the project. Okay. Next, educative leadership and administration. So can you see here, administrative leadership, you know already, and administration related to admin task. And the most important feature here is characteristic. Okay, the most important point or factor or feature or characteristic of administrator behavior is decision making, according to the theory of Simon. He said the most important feature of administrative behavior is decision making. So if you want to be a good administrator, you have to have the best decision making. That's what you have to do. You have to have option in your hand. One definite place to begin improvement of an organization is to what? So if you want to improve your organization, you have to ensure further resources and opportunity for sound decision making. Sound decision making here is mean that a lot of people in your company, in your organization, you have to let them, all of them show their idea, and you have to make together decision. Okay, it's not the decision made by your own self, but everyone. Okay, so we call self decision making. And to structure, here is a verb structure here. To prepare structure, an organization so that it effectively and efficiently achieves the organization goal. So, after you and your co-worker in the company, within the company, have made a decision making already, you have to prepare it. You have to prepare or organize it, and then you will achieve your goal for your company or something. Next. So here there are two important scriptures on evaluating the decision of administrator. So you know the word strictures. The teacher is so strict. Why? Because the teacher doesn't allow students to talk a lot inside the class, make noise inside the class, eating or drinking inside class, and the student will say, "Oh, this teacher is so strict." So it means that stricture is a noun and strict is a relative. So stricture, you know, the hard thing to deal with, the very, we can say, accurate thing to do. So there are two important features on evaluating. You want to evaluate the decisions of your administrator. You have to focus on these two things. The first one, complexity, and the second one, concern of moral evaluation. So complexity is mean that the administrator should not try to optimize, try to make more things, okay? But they should try, okay? They should try to satisfy, okay? You know the word satisfies? Yeah? Satisfies? Yeah, good. Satisfy is mean that just like a satisfied, okay? You make someone feel good about your action, okay? Your work or your task, okay? Your decision or something. Most organizational decisions are made under organization of bound rationality, such as time limit, limited time, limited information, okay, and limited what? Limited conceptual resources. So here are the three, we can say three conditions which is bounded and within the organizational decision. That the second thing about this one, should be number two. Concern of moral evaluation, concerning which there is no fact, no truth, okay, of the matter of the problem as to their correctness. So it means that we try to consider about the matter which is not correct which is not fact or true. Okay, so we have to consider with that problem when we are evaluating one stuff. Some theory of moral appraisal. Appraisal here, if you are working within the company, maybe some company they set 6 month appraisal or a 1 year appraisal or something. Appraisal here is mean they just evaluate your working performance, your professionalism, and maybe about your regulation. You come to school on time, or regular or not, and on time or not or something. So here we call appraisal. They do appraisal in order to what? To raise up your salary. Raise up your salary and give you some reward. Okay, give you some reward. The organization and the official. Organization refer to the manager. Okay, the owner of the one control the company or something, your supervisor or something, and their office is mean the staff. Okay, so both of them are currently subject to moral judgment in a great variety, difference of ways and circumstances. So, if you are the manager or the supervisor within a company, whenever you evaluate your staff, you have to have variety of ways to judge them, not only 2 or 3 ways, but like I have mentioned earlier in a moment, we have to think about their appearance, professionalism, performance, okay, coming to school regularly or not. So a lot of things and more than this, okay, and more than this. So here we call variety of ways to judge or to evaluate your staff. And one more thing, circumstances. Sometimes within 1 month, a staff is late 2 times. But you know the reason why? The reason may be he got an accident, he or she got an accident, or the other thing is that he or she lose his motorbike or something. So this is we call imperative, something that you cannot reject it, refuse it, because it is true, and he or she must be late. We are supposed to be late if we meet this kind of situation. So we have to think about the circumstances as well. For example, one more example about the in Cambodia we have 2 kinds of season, dry season and rainy season. If rainy season, sometimes the staff cannot wear the night shoe like this. Because what? Because of raining. Because of raining, so they cannot. Sometimes they cannot wear very nice shoes. Because why? Because it's raining. Okay? This is samples for the circumstances when you evaluate your staff. Another thing, to critically consider the issues, the problem, 3 theories of moral justification are required. So, what are the 3 theories that you have to use to judge or to consider, to think about the issue, to think about the problem? 1, utilitarianism. Okay, and 2, an example from Kantian tradition. So here you may example from Kantian tradition. I'm not sure about this, but this is the second thing you have to talk about. And the third thing, advocating, is drawn from the traditional of both Davy and Popper. Davy and Popper are the authors, okay, book authors. So they have written a book. Maybe they are also the we can say theorists as well, or philosophers as well. The writer of the book. So get to the first one here, utilitarian theories. So the first one, the theory of value usually concerned with nature of good, right, or justice. Good. This is the focus on the nature of good, right, and justice, the good thing, the concern of these 3 things. Okay. The theory of application, what you have to do, sets out what is we must do, or what are obligated to do. So you can identify clearly what you have to do and what you must do. What you must do, if you don't do it, you will feel sorry. Okay. But what you have to do, that's kind of thing as well, but it's not like serious than what you must do. Okay. Yeah. The third point, the teleological or consequentialist theories normally define good as some quality on natural or non-natural, and then evaluate action in terms of the amount of good produced or the resulting balance of the good over evil. So resulting balance here is mean that you have to make your judgment, your moral judgment. We can say your moral judgment or your moral utility balance, make it equal or balanced. Okay? That's why we can find justice over there. If you don't make balance, we cannot find the right or good or justice. The ontological theories. Another theories. The ontological theories of moral appraisal hold the right or wrong action accordingly to their consequences. So at the moment we got already they hold the right or justice or the good, we can say moral, the good of moral appraisal. But here they hold on the right or wrong action according to the consequences. They don't sit on this side or this side. They just see, if you are right, I stand by you. If you are wrong, I don't stand, but I help you, I may help you. Okay. The normal pattern of the ontological moral justification is to show, so the keyword is to show how right actions are entailed or sanctioned by the theory of reason, how it works, how is it done, how, by what way that it is done, okay? Right? Okay, I think this is the last thing, so it's kind of Q&A, so any question you may ask. And again, sorry that for my presentation today, since it was not well prepared, so but I try my best that I follow one proverb, better less is better than never, so I try to do it. So now Q&A, please ask, you may ask questions. Yeah.
Any question? Clear, clean.
Okay, please.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
The presentation has been so good, right? But I think you have a long history relationship, right? And I have a million questions to ask you.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay, I know you're kidding.
Okay, I don't understand what the point of the presentation has commented. The more important factor of the administrator behavior is the decision making, and what important one?
What is the importance of decision? So can you ask me?
Factor of administrator behavior is the decision maker.
What is the importance of decision making?
Yeah.
The importance of decision making.
Important factor of administrator behavior is decision maker.
Is it this one?
Yeah, decision making, right?
The most important feature or factor of administrator behavior is decision making. So it show us clearly.
You can do
What is decision making? So if you are good at making decision, the making decision is mean that you are a good, you have a good administrator behavior. So again, if you want to be a good administrator, you have to be good at decision making. You have to make an effective, a good decision. You know decision? How to decide to do something in order to achieve something else. So if again, you ask me what is the importance of what is the important feature of administrator behavior? So it shows up clearly decision making, but you don't know, you're not clear about what is decision making, right? The decision making, the act or the way or the behavior that you decide to make a decision, to make something done, to set a goal, we can say to set a goal or to decide is a word, to decide to do something, okay? To decide to do something effectively, okay? Effectively and efficiently as well, not just like decide. This is decision making here. I should mention is earn, effective and efficient. Okay, decision making. If I put like this, I think it would be better, right? So here, the most important feature of administrator behavior is earn, effective and efficient decision making. For example, the most important thing, the most important feature of the month of this month, what is it? the most important feature of the monk behavior. You don't need to generally, okay? You don't need to like can say walk around the crowd or the people, especially with the women, okay, with the girls or with the women. So this is the good. If you don't do this, you have a good behavior of being a monk. But if you don't do this, you go to a crowd of people, especially with the women, the female one. You are not good at. You don't have a good behavior. So the same thing, the good thing or the most important feature of a spiritual behavior is an effective decision making. If you can decide to do a thing effectively and efficiently, it means that it is your good behavior. Okay, it is your good behavior. Yeah, that's it for my answer. So, any questions? Can you get it at the moment? Can you get it? Some? Right? Get some? Yeah. Any question? Or you need more explanation? Yeah? I will give more example. Yeah? So, brother?
Any other comment? Clear?
Any question, please? I will answer all the questions and then our professor will add up more some idea related to your question. Since he got more experience than us, so he will have more idea or detail for this one. But all the questions will be welcome by me. Whenever I am a presenter, I always welcome to the question. If I can answer, I will do it. If I can't, I will ask from help from our professor. Okay, so finally, any question? No. So we have no quiz here, not like
The group presentation, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like kind of